Okay, so I thought that we could run through some options for a little bit of pranayama at the end of the closing sequence of our yoga practice. So, as you know, after we've done our headstand, we move into a cross-legged position, padmasana, or just simply cross legs. And we do three things, right? We bend forwards, we do the bind, we bend forwards, and then we do 10 breaths, and then we do the favorite one of all, which is and we lift up into the air. So that middle one, the 10 breaths, that's, a very, very small pranayama practice. We can expand it out to be a couple of minutes using some actual techniques if you want to. So here's one little idea, right? So you would do two things in tandem. You would do kapalabhati, which is the grunting breath, and then you would do an internal breath retention. So what it would look like is you would go kapalabhati, a few times, maybe 10 times, maybe 20, and then you would take one deep breath in and hold it. And then a nice exhale. And then you might do that a couple more times. You might go into kapalabhati again, bam, 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 and then another breath, hold, for as long as you want to. We are trying to extend the hold, definitely, and you want to get to about 80 or 90% of maximum so that you can still exhale smoothly. And you would do that a few times. After you've done that, then you would do your normal utplatihi and lift up and then have a rest in shavasana. So I'll just break down that kapalabhati for a moment. I'm aware that the microphone isn't necessarily picking up all of the breath sounds, so let's see what we can do. Kapalabhati is also called skull shining because it makes you sweat, and it's also called breath of fire sometimes as well. The main thing with this one is that the chest has got to stay up independently of the movement of the belly. So the belly is moving quite rapidly, and the chest is trying to stay basically where it is. Now it's moving a little bit, but what you'll find is that most people have a fair bit of trouble initially getting the hang of this. For most people, when you try to just breathe out through the belly quite rapidly, the chest will drop significantly. You'll find that a newbie will be doing this a lot. The chest, the whole thing is moving. We don't want to do that, not for this particular technique. For breath of fire, this technique, we want to keep the chest up. We want to make it so only the belly's moving. So I'll show you more clearly straight off. So as you can see, you could slow it down a fair bit too. Better to do it very, very slowly and only a few times than to try and do it fast with poor technique. So we've finished our asana practice. We're sitting, we've done our forward bend. It's now time for a little bit of pranayama. And we do this cycle of two techniques. So first kapalabhati. And then a deep breath in with a hold. Maybe once is enough. Maybe you'd like to do it for another half an hour. It's really nice. The great thing about these kinds of techniques is that they aim to blend together the good aspects of both waking and sleeping realities, right? So when you're asleep, you're having a lot of pleasure, right? It feels good to be asleep. That's why we like to do it. It's so relaxing. There's a deep trance going on there. But also it's nice to be up and awake in the mornings and have a lot of energy, right? So we're trying to get both of those two states actually blended together. So we do a lot of this energetic huffing and puffing, and then we extend the hold of the breath. We hold the breath and we realize that actually we can hold the breath for a long time. The breathing is optional to a large extent. The other thing I'll say is that it's really, really good to do these things in the studio when we have a studio that's allowed to be open. And because they do require this kind of strange noise, grunting, you can feel a bit timid or a bit shy doing them. But the more people that do it, the more comfortable we'll feel. If you're practicing at home, maybe now it's a great time to have a go at it, and then the only people that you'll frighten is the dog and the family. Namaste.